These are pictures that have come in of Prime Minister Narendra Modi doing an aerial survey this morning in Gujarat after a cyclone Tote hit the state as well as the coastal regions affecting other states as well. For instance, Maharashtra, Goa. He also visited Gujarat where in fact he assessed the situation aerially, and now a presentation will also be made by the Gujarat government about the losses and the damage. Maria Shakil is now joining us with more details on this. Maria, looking at the kind of damage that our correspondent is also pointing out from Gujarat, Janak Dave has been saying that huge amounts of on-ground damage has been witnessed and people have lost their livelihood as well. In that context, is any sort of central help being sought by the Gujarat government?
Those images which we have just received, these are images of Prime Minister conducting aerial survey, and soon after this survey he is expected to be in Ahmedabad when an assessment will be made of overall the loss of life and also of property, and what kind of support or relief package does the Gujarat government need at this juncture to rebuild these parts of Saurashtra, Gir and others which have witnessed these loss of life. As Janak Dave was pointing out, there are over 40 people who have lost their lives. This is initial assessment, I'm telling you, Maha, because the overall assessment is that this could be far more. So there are concerns at multiple levels, certainly. And when we look at these pictures, of course, the Prime Minister is in his home state. But last year, when there were cyclones which had hit Odisha and Bengal as well, Prime Minister did do these aerial surveys, and package of relief was announced for both the states of Odisha and Bengal. So certainly, as far as this cyclone is concerned, the tale of devastation is far too much. There are several communities in terms of which have suffered a major setback. The mango season is around, and the entire mango plantation has been hit badly. The business will be hit, is what the assessment is. And now this important relief, which could be announced later in the evening, is what the sense that we are getting.
Maria, anything about other states that have also faced the brunt of the cyclone, for instance, Goa or Maharashtra?
Yes. So this aerial survey is of Una, Diu, Jafrabad and Mahua. There are visuals you can see also an officer briefing the Prime Minister of the region that they are traveling on, and what is the impact of this cyclone. But the bigger concern, Maha, is that the landfall of this cyclone was in Saurashtra belt.
Yes.
So that is the reason why the bigger impact of this cyclone has been in that region. And the concern also is of the power outages which is continuing. There are several COVID hospitals, power plants and also oxygen plants which are functioning, and that have taken a hit as well. And that could mean disruption of oxygen supply to critical COVID patients, which is a matter of huge concern at this juncture.
All right, Maria, getting us all those details there about the aerial survey that has been conducted by the Prime Minister. Maria, after this, the Prime Minister will be given a presentation, as you were pointing out, by the Gujarat government as well, in which they will point out the damages that have been suffered. So in that context, give us more details of what are the specifics, if any, that we know of that will be highlighted by the Gujarat government. All right, we seem to have lost our link there with Maria Shakil. We'll try and reconnect with her, but these are pictures coming in of the Prime Minister's aerial survey of the extent of damage in Gujarat. He also assessed the damage in Daman and Diu. Now, after this presentation, as I was pointing out, will be made by the Gujarat government, in which it is likely to point out the damage that has been suffered by the state. The landfall was of the cyclone Tote was in Saurashtra, so a maximum amount of damage has been suffered by the state of Gujarat. 33 lives have also been lost. Maharashtra and Goa as well as Karnataka have seen the impact of the cyclone as well. In Maharashtra, in specifically Bombay High, as we have seen, rescue operations are continuing. That is also an impact of cyclone Torte because there were people working on barges on Bombay High, and those people had gone, several of them had gone missing, and those rescue operations continue. Maria is back with us, joining us with more details on the Prime Minister's survey of Gujarat. Maria, any specifics that the Gujarat government we know of is likely to highlight in their presentation to the Prime Minister to stress their point for some sort of central help?
Yes, possible, because Cyclone Torte, as you were pointing out, Maha, has been one of the most intense storms in the last few years. And Prime Minister Modi going to Gujarat and Diu to survey the damage and take stock of the rescue and relief work. If you remember, this has been a very hands-on approach as far as urgency or promptness being displayed by the Prime Minister, particularly in natural disasters that we have seen. He had been in constant communication with the Chief Ministers of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Goa, and the administrators of Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. There were concerns that as far as this is concerned, this could have had a major impact, and that's what has been proven. The NDRF teams were deputed. We saw Home Minister also have a very hands-on approach where he was constantly in touch with the various relief and rescue teams which were functioning on ground. Also in 2020, in Cyclone Amphan, when it came in 2020, Prime Minister went to West Bengal and Odisha to assess the damage. He had announced a relief package in the presence of the Chief Ministers, that is Mamata Banerjee and Naveen Patnaik. Of course, there have been multiple such instances, if you go back in time, about how in several such natural disasters, Prime Minister has taken the lead and has been very proactive, ensuring that there is healing and reconstruction of these devastated regions, which is ensured at the earliest. And of course, this is the home state of the Prime Minister. The concerns are far too many. Particularly, this is double trouble coming as it does in the times of pandemic. Gujarat is among the states which is reporting high cases, and this is the tribal belt, which needs far more healing in terms of concerns that have been raised in the past, particularly to do with COVID management. Now, this assessment of is also coming when one of our reporters from the ground, Janak Dave, has been saying have been lost so far. And this is, let me say again, as per the initial assessment. There are several parts which are still cut. There are several parts which are waterlogged, where there are several parts which are cut in terms of accessibility. So all that clarity will emerge perhaps in the next 24 to 48 hours. The Prime Minister being on ground in Gujarat, conducting the aerial survey. After this, he lands in Ahmedabad for a review, and possibly after that, there could be an announcement of a relief package. The government of multiple states have been demanding that there is a need for some kind of healing touch to come from the center, because this is, as we have been saying, one of the most devastating storms of recent times.
Also, Maria, as you have also been pointing out, and quite rightly, that this is the COVID-19 pandemic that we are also facing. Under these circumstances, power outage that we have seen in some of the regions can be very detrimental, especially for hospitals that are coping with the situation. What is the on-ground assessment of that?
Yes, as you were pointing out, let me just give you some numbers here, Maha. Power outages were reported from 5,951 villages in all. And there are around 52 COVID-19 hospitals and 13 oxygen plants. And hence, there is a major concern that in this belt, which has witnessed the landfall, there are houses that have been destroyed, but because of COVID management and there are multiple hospitals that are functional, if the power outages actually lead to some kind of interruption or disruption in oxygen supply, then it could have adverse effects also on the COVID management in terms of patients' lives.